So in life, we wake up every day and we go into routines. If we're in a unhealthy relationship, possibly going into survival mode and kind of playing it low, playing it kind of small so I can get through the day. And if I don't like my job, don't like my career, kind of the same thing is I drag myself to work, do what I need to do. Most of the time it's a bare minimum. And then I go home, and then again, if I'm not in that great of a relationship, so do you see that if I'm not careful in creating my life, that I may not even want to be in my own life? So that's where I come in. I want you to, I don't know, enjoy life. I want you to look at your whole story and know that you're the only one that has pen and paper, and that it has taken you a while to get to today, but there's been multiple times throughout that you haven't written a very successful story for you. I'll take this job even though I don't want it. I'll marry this person because, and I've heard this before, I'm tired of dating. I have somebody in front of me. I'm ready to have kids, and I'm going to try to make this work. And so when we write these stories that don't have us in the limelight in a positive, and we keep it going, it just a lower vibrational story is just going to get lower and lower throughout. So I'm here to cross that out and help you believe in yourself more, to help you right what you have wronged 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, and start living a life that you get a little excited for each and every day. I had an appointment this morning and she's like, "Happy Monday." And I says, I've always liked Mondays. Mondays to me is just like a Wednesday or a Thursday. But then again, I like what I do. And some people start on Sundays, start to get a little frustrated because they know that if it's a Sunday, then the next day is a Monday. Can you change and fix all that? Absolutely. It just takes a you to be conscious and to start fixing things. I don't say you have to leave a relationship, you have to leave work, but you can wrap around some positives in this stuff and you can change and grow and not have it a death sentence kind of a thing. So years ago, this is a cute story. Um, I've been doing this for over 35 years. And a lady came in, she was a massage therapist. I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'm certified massages. I probably do one or two a month. But I understand what you're talking about. I get it." I'm working on her, changing stories. And I said, "So, how many appointments would you like to have per week?" And she said 10. And I'm like, 10? That's a lot. Because I never thought about it. Because my story for massages was very small. I didn't develop it. And she looked at me and she's like, "That's just two a day." And I'm like, "Oh." I leaned back and I looked at her little arms. They're probably 14 and a half inches. And I looked at her little arms, her little frame, and I have 17 and a half inch arms. I'm a country girl. And I instantly, within less than 4 seconds, I looked at her body, and instantly said from a very clean message, "If she can do it, I can do it. I want to do it. I'm going to do it." Went right back into her healing. Within 5 days, 5 days, I was doing 10 up to 15 massages on top of everything else I was doing. And so I was pretty busy. And my daughters a couple times said, "Can we have some money to go to the store? There's no food in the house." And I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, of course. I've been busy." I said, "Just take some money out of my purse." And they open up my purse and they're like, "Oh my God, Mom, how much money do you have?" And I says, "I don't know, but I got a lot more at the office." So I'm very thankful that when you write a very clean story without any negative attachments, poor me, past stories, then it can happen like that. If I'd met her out for lunch and said, "Oh, can I sit with you?" And she would have said, "I want to do 10 massages a week," and I'm sitting in my own story. Oh my goodness, I couldn't do 10. I've got two daughters. I've got another business. I don't even have enough lotion. I don't even have enough sheets. I could never do that. So, in the back of your mind right now, are you sensing that when something good shows up different, that you start to almost like piss on your own parade? That you're like, oh, you go into justifying, oh, I couldn't do that. And so when we start working with your energy and your vibration, and we open up consciousness, and you can actually feel it and smell it and believe it and own it and know it is true, then that is when you can manifest. That's when you can say yes. And then we'll figure out how to bring it in to your everyday, every week. So, can you be a stronger boss, employee, manager? Absolutely. And once we have a strong yes, then the path starts to clear up because I'm going to help you take things out. Can you be a better, stronger, loving, significant other? Absolutely. But most of the time, they're like, oh, but. And then they just cancel out the positive, especially with parenting. I was talking to a police officer, and she said, "Oh, yeah, my 14-year-old, you know how hard they are nowadays." And I looked at her and I said, "No, no, I don't." Because I don't see them in that light. I don't see my 14-year-old ever in that light. Because if you're seeing negative in your mind, thinking negative, collecting negative from the world, and trust me, there's a lot out there. And then you look at your child, you look at your significant other, you look at your career from those negative glasses, you'll always find the negative. I will find the positives. And then it opens up a window. It makes the room brighter. Then you can get a little bit more curious. Then you can start to kind of question how you have been. And then that question is, well, this is how I did it. I wonder if I did it better, stronger, with more fun, more play. I wonder what I would do differently. And then it's just like, well, let's figure it out. And then you start to almost like roll into a new person. These are people that want so much more, but have been stuck and trapped in old stories, in lineages of bad ideas. So, with all that said, I 100% know you can change. You could get worse, but hey, let's cancel that out. Cancel, cancel. You could get a whole hell of a lot better. And when you are ready to do that, to actually explore, to get excited about something new, something more juicy in life, then let's do some sessions. Let's start nurturing a more positive you. Let's start fueling a stronger you. Because whoever you were, it's not a life sentence. I tell my clients this, whatever you set up for, it's not a life sentence. And you don't have to put yourself in that cage, that cell. And of course, there is no cage, there is no cell, there is no key that you need. It's just stepping out into the light and believing in yourself. And when it's all said and done, If there's anybody in this entire world that can get you to believe in yourself, it is me. I'm Diane Gazine at Healing Bodies, Healing Souls. And it's just time to light yourself up and stay lit, reap some beautiful benefits, get high on your horse and ride, and enjoy this thing called life. Your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual selves, along with friends and family, will be thanking you. My website, healingbodieshealingsouls.com. Let's have a conversation. Let me understand where you are quick and fast. And let's kind of, I don't know, maybe get an escape route going. Get you out of there and into more light. So I honor and I appreciate all of you. Please follow all that groovy stuff.